Morning guys, hope you're all doing well today. So today is Hollywood Studios. I went outside just to see what the weather was like. Mid 80s to high 80s again. And we do have some rain coming in today and mainly tomorrow. You could go out there and cut the humidity with a knife. It is so sticky. Unfortunately, I don't think today's gonna be a long day just because of the weather. Who knows, there may not be a lot of people out in the park, so it may bump up our chances of getting on some rides. But I have 2 rides lined up that I really enjoy. A couple rides I can't really vlog anything on because like Rock and Roller Coaster is nothing but Aerosmith. So you can't really vlog inside of that one too much. But if you get a chance, I highly recommend going on Rock and Roller Coaster. It's an indoor roller coaster. And if you don't like loops, don't go on this ride. It literally starts you off going 0 to 60 in like 4 seconds, right into a loop. So just giving you a heads up now. Another thing, I can't vlog a lot of the acting or the plays that they have there just because of all of the music, and it's basically asking for a copyright claim. If you come down to Disney and it's, even if it's not your first trip, even if it's like your 10th trip down here, I highly recommend seeing Beauty and the Beast. They do a live reenaction, like a shorter version of the Broadway play. Absolutely beautiful. It captures so much from the movie and the actual Broadway play. Like, I've seen people watch that play and cry. It's really good and I highly recommend it. But enough talk, let's go to the park. So this is pretty cool. This is the first time I've actually seen the gondola system that they're putting in place. It actually looks pretty cool. I saw the one over at Caribbean Beach. That one looks like it was nearing completion. This one, about the same thing. It's not too far off from the entrance of the actual park, so I'm looking forward to seeing what these things are actually capable of, like fully, cause I know they've been testing them here and there, but I'm actually seeing once they're like in full operation, like what the wait times are, if it's actually more beneficial to take those than the buses from the value resorts, or like say the Caribbean with the moderate resort. We'll see. Finally made it. Almost looks like we got a lot of construction going on. They got this right here, right in front of the entrance, and then all the way in the back where we came in, you have nothing but construction going on. It looks like they're putting in bus transport systems over there, which I'm kind of surprised it's taken this long to get them here, but I'm happy to see them. Not gonna lie, this has been a very busy week to come here. Just planning ahead. Might want to stay away from like small holidays as well, like Valentine's Day and President's Day. Even if there isn't a ride in it anymore, it makes for a beautiful backdrop. Alright, so I needed something to do with all the wait times being well over an hour now. I think I'm gonna hit up one man stream. I always enjoy that, and it's always good to hit it up whenever you're here, even if you've seen it before, just because I'm not exactly sure when they're gonna have it or when they're gonna take it out.
About 11:30.
Alright, quiz time. Who came first, Oswald or Mickey? So this is just another reason to love Fantasia, but basically the way we got Mickey today came from that Mickey in Fantasia. When Walt decided to give his favorite mouse a starring role in The Sorcerer's Apprentice, he asked animator Fred Moore to help reinvent Mickey. Moore created a rounder, fuller, and cuter character, adding eyeballs with pupils that allowed for more expressive range. The redesign paid off, and Fantasia established Fred's Mickey as the mouse we know and love today. So, you could thank Fantasia for that one. And Fred Moore, of course. Can't pass up some good Star Wars. So I have a decent amount of time yet before my next Fast Pass, or before my first Fast Pass, rather. So I'm gonna hit up the Star Wars launch bay, take a look at some of that stuff, and then head over for some lunch. So I need your guys' feedback. For any of you who have actually seen Solo, is it worth watching? I have yet to see it. Not sure if I really want to. I'm not a huge fan of the Solo Star Wars, like not Solo himself. I'm a huge fan of Han Solo, but the Solo movies, like the origin type story movies. And they kind of changed the Millennium Falcon. Not sure how I feel about that. Oh, I think Kylo Ren's lightsaber might be my favorite. I've always wondered how good the Star Wars comics are. Are they on par with how good? I mean, Marvel makes them, so I'm guessing they're on par with other Marvel comics. Who knows? So this statue is awesome. Not sure if it's $9,000 awesome though. That is expensive. Or if you want to go smaller, you can always get BB-8 for $230. Or a mini me Darth Vader for $600. Huh. How did they get smaller, and how does he get smaller than this one and he's more expensive? And as we exit the Star Wars launch bay, we come across the Stroller Breeding Ground. Alright, so just to give you guys a little bearing right now on direction, if you go all the way down this street, you'll hit Rock and Roller Coaster to the left, right around the corner there, and Tower of Terror. But to the right of that, you have the theater where they do the show for Beauty and the Beast. So this is that show I talked about a little earlier. Highly recommended, especially if it's your first time. It's really cool and it captures a lot from the movie. But time for lunch. Alright, I'm gonna see what the wait time is for Rock and Roller Coaster. Alright, so the wait time for this is 140 minutes. I asked him what the single rider time is compared to that, and he said on days like this, it doesn't really make much of a dent. Especially when you get the occasional person that kind of misuses it. You might get a group that goes through it and treats it as a normal line, which in turn will actually back it up. So on days like this, single rider line, not really worth it. So I'm definitely gonna have to come back a little later. Well, even with the lines, I'm getting kind of tired and not riding anything. So we're gonna go on a ride. I'm thinking we're gonna go on this one. Let's try not to upshot.
Oh wow, you already have the wall.
For you.
Oh boy. Every time I get on that ride, I turn into the biggest little girl. Alright, so before I go on the next ride, I just wanted to see what the actual wall looked like, because I've never actually been to this part of Hollywood Studios. I really didn't venture over here last time. I cannot wait until this section opens up. Galaxy's Edge is going to be insane. But enough of the high hopes for that right now. Let's go this way and go on Muppets. I haven't been on this one in years. Only a 15-minute wait, not bad. Alright, so just finished up with Muppet Vision 3D. We got about 10 minutes until my next Fast Pass kicks in. So I'm just gonna do a little walking around, burn up some time, and then head over. I'll give you guys one guess what ride we're going on. Oh no, there's no C-3PO. Just took him down for refurbishment. Alright guys, stopped for dinner. Sometimes it's just nice just to keep it simple. Chicken and biscuits and a Coke. Can't go wrong with that. Oh man, that is some god-awful lighting. You can hardly see me. Oh, I'm getting there. There we go. So before I forget, I did want to mention one thing. That meal that I got was actually from the Backlot Express. It wasn't bad, just a heads up. A little spicy. Not bad. It came out at like about 15 bucks-ish. But yeah, it had a little kick to it, so just be prepared. It's not exactly just chicken tenders. Alright guys, so before I head out, I did want to show you this. This is the bus directory. I believe, if I'm not wrong, because I didn't see these last time I was here, they are building basically what's at other areas where they actually have stops for each of the buses that are legit and not just a sign sticking out of the ground that says Pop Century here. They're actually building full-on stops. They have one right here, 2, and then 3. They're gonna have all the bus stops on. I think it's really cool. And about time. I was really surprised it's taken this long. So that special announcement I'm gonna make at the end of the videos, it's linked to something on here. I'll let you guys try and figure out which one. See, this is what I mean by the current bus situation though. Like, this is the bus station for Pop Century, #1. Literally the last one furthest from the park itself. But I honestly think it'll do them better to have it's set up like that, where they actually have the full-on things built. So I'm very much looking forward to when they're actually going to get done. But overall, not a bad day in the park. I really enjoyed it. I love learning about the history of a lot of the park and what got Walt to where he is now and starting from those humble beginnings. So it's pretty interesting. Alright guys, so I just got back to the resort, took a shower, got my flight registered for tomorrow. Unfortunately, not looking really forward to that, but I am looking forward to sharing the big news with you tomorrow. So I am gonna hit the hay. I will see you in the next video. Take care and peace out. Alright guys, so obviously I'm not in Florida, I am back in Wisconsin. I did want to give a brief explanation as to why this video was a little shorter than the last ones and why it also didn't have as much Disney rides. And it basically came down to crowd level. February has 2 really crowded days this year, and that was the 17th and the 18th. The 17th was my half day in Epcot, which you just saw in the last video. This video, or Hollywood Studios, was taken on the 18th. That also happened to be President's Day. That was an extremely crowded holiday, and I'll show the little thing right here. Pandora's Flight of Passage was 6 hours or more at times throughout most of the day. In fact, the only ride that dipped below the hour mark at Hollywood Studios was, if you saw in that video, it was only 25 minutes when I went on Star Tours. Now, unfortunately, I had a Fast Pass, so it wasn't really the best Fast Pass to have at that time, but that was the only one I can get. No Fast Passes opened up throughout the entire day, but I did what I could with what I was given. But yeah, just going forward, make sure that you plan out exactly if you're landing in Florida during a week of holidays or busy days just in general, and make sure you get those Fast Passes. But that'll do it for this video, so take care, and I will see you in the next video.